everyone. Good evening. Like what Sir Chippy has said, we are very grateful that you joined us for tonight where you could be doing something else. I know everyone is at home, safe at home, and I wish your family safety and take care of yourselves, okay? So, my name is Mayet. You can call me Miss Mayet. My coworkers at work call me Miss Connie. I have a very long name, so you can just call me Mayet or Connie. So I'm tasked to give you an inspiring, I should say maybe a motivational message for all the graduates. So first of all, let me start off. Congratulations, and I salute you for going through this 4 or 5 years in your journey at the University of Asia the Pacific, which I took about 23 years ago. Maybe because I've been in the industry for 18 plus years already. So let's take just what our first speaker told you. Let's take a brief trip down memory lane, like 4 to 5 years ago, just like me 2 decades ago probably. We all did not know what course to take. We just graduated from high school. No, those easygoing, carefree years of all of us mostly agree that the most memorable years are high school, is our high school life. And then you finally jump into college and university where pretty much you'll be alone. You're gonna to fend. You're going to fend for yourself, what to do. You're not equipped at that point, probably when you were a freshman. What lies ahead of you? That college is a jump to maturity and adulthood, where we decide whatever we decide will affect us for the rest of our lives. So maybe we just took up IT because of maybe our career talks in school. There's that buzzword, IT, that's the future. That is how things are going in the future. So I was invited by Mr. Yu Ming Chin, then the Institute of IT Studies in the University of Asia the Pacific, formerly called CRC before, and he convinced me on taking up IT. Boom! Years down the lane, it really was. Guess what? Really is now and will always be IT. IT is here to stay. It still remains to be called information technology, but it has gone broader in scope. And you and I took that great leap of taking information technology. So, especially for me during those times in the 90s, I was a college student there way back then. The also at the time was to be a doctor, to be a nurse, to be a healthcare worker, where you get to have that fellowship in the hospital, pass the medicine board exams. You know, that prestige of being a doctor, passing the board, and then practicing for a brief time, and then going abroad for greener pastures. That was always that was the trend during that time. But I stuck with IT because I believe that will propel my career in the future. And up to now, I still hinge to that positive look of IT, how it will be the backbone of everyone's lives. And the good thing about UANP, apart from having those IT specializations, specialized subjects, they all evolve through the level you're in. So before, I think we just had like Borland C++, but just after one semester or so, we went into object-oriented programming, which was Visual Basic. So you see how dynamic IT is. It adapts to the environment, to the trends. And when I went into my master's degree, because I pursued my master's degree as well way back in 2001. So the subjects have totally changed. There was e-commerce, there was SAP, and what's SAP? I don't know what's SAP, but I just took it. I had Miss Lenny for my professor during those time on business process engineering. I don't know what business process engineering is. But you see, UANP has equipped us with all the tools and the knowledge that will help us with our career when we get out of school. So when I went out of school, I was an ABAP programmer. And mind you, ABAP was taught in the university when I was there. So when I went out, I was fully equipped. I became a developer for SAP for 4 years or so. And then I moved on to business process, business process engineering, which is basically functional support for SAP. And at that time, there was Microsoft Dynamics, which is also a booming ERP during those times when I graduated. So you see, there are a lot of things that you would be learning outside, and the school prepares you for that. So what's the takeaway of that? Continuous learning. IT is a continuous learning process for all of us. You just don't stop to where you are right now. You can dual hat, you can triple hat. Like me in my work right now with DXC, let me just plug in DXC. I'm currently in the support team for Microsoft Dynamics 365. So you could just imagine how broad an application it is that most enterprises are using. And there are lots of roles to get into. So for a starter like you will be learning business processes and applying that through supporting the application. Now, I don't want to be too technical about this, but I know everyone can also relate to me on this one. But I'm telling you what's ahead of you once you go out of IT. It's a totally different ball game right now. If I'm a graduate, comparing a graduate of IT before and a graduate today, they're totally different. When I graduated, I just did like technical support. Like, my printer doesn't work. How do I fix this? My PC does not start. How do I fix this? But right now, you could just go into Google whatever information, YouTube, everything is there. But before, you don't have those kinds of information at your fingertips. So I could say that IT has definitely evolved, and you are in the right place right now. There are lots of roles to go into. You can be in the academe like Sir Chiti, but before he was in the IT profession as well as I think a manager, or he also did that role during that time. We were colleagues in HPE before, that was DXC, a couple of years back, HPE. So with IT, you have a plethora of roles to get into. So you can start off with being a process analyst or a business process analyst if you are into thinking of what systems you could provide to your client to make them work efficiently. You could also go into support roles like me, who support an existing implementation of a system like an accounting system. You could also venture into the nitty-gritties like your database administrators, your network administrators. We won't forget them because they are the backbone of our applications. So you could venture into that. And you don't need to be very knowledgeable on those things once you enter. Because of your background that you have from school, you can always bring them to your work and learn as you go. So that's the beauty of IT right now. So I hope I was able to convince you that this is an exciting time for IT. Though with the pandemic's there, we're still able to work from home, and we are blessed to have that opportunity despite the pandemic. And lastly, let me stress that our liberal education in the University of Asia and the Pacific helped us mold that ethics and morality of things. That it helped me realize that it's not just systems that we're working on. It's not just technical stuffs that we're working on, but we're also working with people. Career is 20%, mind you, knowledge, but 80% networking. Engaging people, as what my our first speaker said, engaging with people, changing people. Because if you're implementing a system, if you're supporting a system, you talk to people. You don't talk to systems. That's the thing with IT. IT is not just technology; it is people. The brain behind this infrastructure is the human brain. So despite the artificial intelligence that you have right now, the machine learning systems in the cloud, the platform as a service, what else you call it in the cloud, the brain is still the human person. And liberal education, the liberal education that we get from the university propels us to do what's right, to think what's right, to think for the common good, to re-engineer IT as something that should be embraced with humanity. So despite the improvements in IT, we're still able to communicate. We're still able to engage properly with people, because without people, there would be no IT in the first place, right? So that's one thing that we need to keep in mind. Technology, people, engagement, networking, and with a bit of knowledge, with a bit of reskilling ourselves constantly to adapt to technology, everything should fall into place. IT is proactive, not reactive, and I hope that as you move to your career outside of school, we'll see each other. And I mentor people, by the way. So if you need some tips on how to connect to people, or how to deal with latest technologies or upskill yourselves, I'll be there on your journey outside. So if you want to pursue your master's degree, why not go ahead? Because that's a way of keeping your minds sharp. So with this one, I leave you to your thoughts about your capabilities, and yeah, we'll see each other. And good luck to everyone. Congratulations, you made a great leap of faith by choosing information technology as your career. Welcome and thank you.